What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hoopers, non-hoopers, basketball aficionados, and all people who love things basketball. Welcome back. Nice to see you. It's been a long time. The game of basketball is so much bigger than just the basketball you use and the shoes that you wear. There's a ton of other equipment involved. That's why today, my friends, we are going to talk about all these socks. The most interesting pair, and personally, the hardest pair to find, actually. To find a official pair, this pair is probably the pair that is going to get the most attention, the pair that is probably the most sought after, and the pair that I probably am going to talk the most about because it has the most to talk about. The official Nike Elite NBA sock. As you can see on the inside, it says NBA Authentics. This is a size XL in royal blue. I think these are like knit colors. Anyway, let's get into this sock. Now, for starters, if we're gonna do a comparison between the Nike Elite sock and this sock, we obviously can make the comparisons to the design on the Achilles, which we are all familiar with, the swoosh on the front, which we're all familiar with. What I did not know about these socks, now if you get just the regular Nike Elite sock, your socks aren't going to have the padding and cushioning that these do. These feel like I could walk on pavement and be fine. Like I don't know how I can express the level of thickness that these socks have, but it's out of this world, which tells me NBA players' feet are getting beat the fuck up all the time. Just by the look of it, you wouldn't think it was more than that. But when you actually hold the sock and feel, you understand kind of what's important in regards to a professional basketball player. Like the stance sock, you've got a focus on the low ankle, whatever the little bone is by your ankle. There's additional padding there. And when I mean additional, I mean thick like wool socks type padding, right? You've got the same padding on the heel. Now what's interesting about this particular design is that solely on your actual heel of your foot is where the padding or cushioning is. You've got this V design, which allows for stretch on the Achilles side and then along the bottom of your foot. The benefit of this is that your foot can stretch and move inside of the sock without the sock kind of limiting your range of motion, but you'll still have the cushioning everywhere that you need it. Moving towards the actual foot part of the sock, a lot like stance, there is the mesh on the top side of the foot to allow your foot to breathe. Even with that being said, I felt that these were the hottest pair of all the shoes. My feet were the sweatiest in this pair out of all of them when I was done. You've got the same kind of striped arch support on this sock as you do on, very similar to the Nike Elite and somewhat like the Strideline sock. But then on the inside of the foot, you've got this additional padding where I guess that final pressure point right before the arch of your foot on the big toe side of your foot, there's additional padding there, which if you've ever gone and got a pedicure, those ladies be scraping the hell out of that little area. You've got additional padding there so that your feet don't look all jacked up by the time you're done. I personally think these socks are good. Great may not be the word, because I don't think these socks are for everybody. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think that these socks are for people who are going to be playing basketball for a long time. And not like a long time, like a lot of years. I mean, if you've got, it's not for old people. I'm 35. I hoop a lot. Like, I'd probably wear these occasionally if I had like a men's league game, or I was playing in some sort of tournament game where I knew I was going to be playing a lot of minutes and my feet were going to be destroyed by the end of it. These socks are going to help protect some of that. But what I will say is that you're going to need to wear these with a shoe that's a half size, if not a whole size more. Don't put these socks on with a pair of shoes that are true to size and think you're gonna run up and down the floor and be fine afterwards. Your feet are gonna fucking hurt. You need to wear a pair that's at least a half size bigger to compensate for all the cushioning along just the entirety of the sock. If you go a whole size up, you're gonna feel that space that you would if you were to just do a traditional sock with a half size up, but you're not gonna lose on the width of your foot because there's padding everywhere. So do yourself a favor, whatever it is, whether it's low top, mid top, high top, get you a shoe that is a half size big. They'll be most comfortable. I chose to, which ones did I wear with these? I wore these with the LeBrons, because the LeBrons were one of the bigger pairs of shoes that I have. If I were gonna, they fit great with my Columbia 11s, because those are size 12. I normally wear an 11 and a half. I'm not gonna hoop in those. But a shoe that I actually put on the floor, my LeBrons, they felt fine. It was stuffed in there, but they felt fine. So, you know, if you're a huge basketball enthusiast or a giant Nike fan like myself, sure, go after it. But if you're not, like, you know, real big into having the products that the pros wear, just get you a pair of Nike Elite socks. Go grab you a pair of Stride Lines. Skip these. Trust me. All right, guys, that is my review of the Nike NBA Official Elite sock. Let me know what you think. Have you had a pair? Do you own a pair? Are you thinking about purchasing a pair? Let me know in the comments below. But if you the real deal, man, and you out there really putting in work, get you a pair of these, because when you show up, people are going to know that you mean business. You ain't fucking around. That's what those socks say.